Coming up on Seminole Sports Magazine, Ashley Neff is a blocker, but she's also a blogger. And we'll learn more about this record-breaking senior volleyball player both on and off the court. Also, FSU's #1 ranked women's soccer program has been known to devote blood, sweat, and tears to the game, but now they're adding some heart. We'll learn how this will pump new life into the team. And then the volleyball team goes one-on-one as we go on the scene with Ms. Green. And we'll share the excitement of some of the honorees at the recent FSU Hall of Fame induction ceremony. These stories and more coming up on Seminole Sports Magazine. Hello everybody, I'm Rob Wilson. First up today, senior Ashley Neff is a star blocker for the Florida State volleyball team. But this season she's taking on an additional role as a blogger for ESPNW. Our reporter Kelsey Portugal has been watching the senior dominate the volleyball net and the internet this season. Here's more on how Ashley's net worth is rising.
Ashley Neff, senior middle blocker, Florida State University.
Back in early high school, Ashley never thought those words would come from her mouth. The volleyball player's first venture into sports is quite surprising.
I've always played sports throughout, ever since I was little. I actually started off with gymnastics. I think it's the first sporting event that I participated in, and then from that it was cheerleading. I've always been really tall and awkward, so if you could just imagine that. I was going into high school thinking I was going to play basketball all 4 years, and work to get a basketball scholarship and go to college.
Then her high school volleyball coach convinced her to try volleyball. It clicked. Ashley quit basketball and turned her efforts towards volleyball. Recruited by Florida State for the 2010 season, Ashley says the coaching staff was one of the reasons she chose FSU. Head coach Chris Poole has a mutual feeling about coaching Ashley.
There was a lot of things that she needed to learn at first, but she was willing to learn that. She was very patient with trying to get better and better and just blossomed, and has done a great job for us. Her leadership skills over the past year has been very good, and as an athlete she is clearly one of the best in the country and one of the best middle blockers in the country.
At 6'3", standing across the net from Ashley can be intimidating, but standing next to her is empowering.
She's always been a hard worker in the weight room and on and off the court, and she's just really taking on her senior role and not afraid to say anything to someone in a positive way, and looking to help everyone.
I love playing volleyball because it's a team sport. Not one person, I don't think one person can completely win the match. You can't do it without the team. You can't do it without a pass, without a set, without a hitter.
Ashley excels in both blocking and hitting, a rare but impressive combination for a middle blocker. Last year, she was one of the only student athletes to be in the top 10 hitting percentage and blocks per set. Despite the success, she focuses on winning, not her stats.
I really try not to think about it until after the match is over. So I kind of put it in the back of my mind and just work on things that I know I can do and things that I can help for my team to succeed.
With over 440 career blocks, she ranked 7th in the nation last year. The 2012 ACC Player of the Year also aided in helping the team to another ACC championship title. This year, the team looks to Ashley to lead, and opponents single her out.
I think because Ashley comes in with a lot of respect from our team of being an All-American, and the other teams all want to focus on Ashley a lot of times, but at the same time we know that we've got a lot of great players around her. So Ashley will take that leadership that she needs to on the court.
Ashley was also selected for the 2013 preseason All-ACC team and is one of the few candidates for the Senior Class Award. Not only is Ashley breaking records on the court, but she's making records of her time doing it. Ashley was asked to write a blog for ESPNW, logging her Seminole experiences this season.
I thought it was a really good opportunity to write for ESPNW. I was very humbled by the offer to do a blog. I think that's awesome. I think it's always cool for the fans and people outside of the team to get to see kind of what the team is like, not only on the court but off the court as well.
Ashley writes about the struggles and triumphs of being a college athlete. Her first blog post depicts the team's journey through the first few games of the season. Ashley is representing FSU on the court and on the internet, helping to draw attention to Tallahassee and bring home another ACC championship. I'm Kelsey Portugal for Seminole Sports Magazine.
To see Ashley's blog, just search Ashley Neff ESPNW. The FSU volleyball team is continuing ACC play out of town for a couple more weeks. They'll return home October 11th and take on Maryland. When we come back, we'll see how the soccer team is strengthening their game with some heart, and we'll hear from several recent inductees in the FSU Athletics Hall of Fame.
Seminole Sports Magazine is brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste and 0 calories.
Welcome back to Seminole Sports Magazine. Now it's time to review scores and highlights from recent FSU athletic events. Here's Pascal Mondesir to catch you up with all the latest in Seminole athletics.
What's going on, Seminoles? I'm Pascal Mondesir covering FSU athletics, and here is your Seminole update. The football team's 48-34 win over Boston College was nothing short of amazing, and the Seminoles had the offense to thank. Quarterback Jameis Winston and the rest of the offense held their own and were able to come from behind to defeat the Eagles, clinching a win at Boston College's Alumni Stadium. And how about Winston's masterful throw to Kenny Shaw in the final seconds of the second quarter? The wide receiver caught Winston's 55-yard pass, sealing the final score of the first half. The women's soccer team defended their number 3 rank against Clemson on Sunday, earning a 1-1 tie. The Noles played against the Tigers at Riggs Field, and Clemson grabbed a goal early in the game during the 11th minute. The score remained the same until the 86th minute of the match, when Dagny Bringer's daughter tied the game, making that her 4th goal of the season. A Clemson player nearly scored a corner kick seconds before the game ended, but FSU keeper Kelsey Wise came up with a huge save to preserve the tie. The tie equals another ACC win for the Seminoles, lengthening their winning streak of 15 straight wins. That's it for another exceptional week of the Seminoles conquering their opponents. I'm Pascal Mondesir for your Seminole Update.
Florida State soccer has long been associated with success, but with the new season, the coaching staff wanted to bring in something the team lacked last year: heart, spelled H-A-R-T. The Noles' new assistant coach for the women's soccer team is Wes Hart. Keeping his name in mind, Coach Hart hopes to do more for FSU soccer this season than pump blood. Andrew Jupe has the story.
FSU soccer's latest coaching addition may be a rookie in the college game, but this former Major League Soccer star has plenty of experience. Along with his playing career, the new assistant coach for the Noles has an impressive coaching resume. Hart coached one of the nation's most successful and prestigious youth soccer clubs, the Colorado Rush. He was hesitant to leave Colorado, but he knew he had more to offer. Now, Hart is ready to kick the Noles into high gear during his first season at Florida State.
This job, opportunity came about, and it was not an easy decision to make. As I mentioned, I enjoyed what I was doing. I enjoyed the teams and the kids I was working with, but it was just an opportunity I didn't want to pass up on.
The players match Coach Hart's enthusiasm. They welcome his expertise to what promises to be a special season for Florida State soccer.
With Wes, I think he's just a great addition, so I think that we're going to do good things this year.
Hart's an offensive specialist. His main responsibility is to turn up the Noles' scoring attack. And so far, so good. FSU has not one, not two, but 3 multi-goal games already this season.
And the fact is, we're creating chances, and now it's just a matter of putting the ball in the back of the net. So, but no question about it. It's something that we're trying to, trying to work on a daily basis and figuring out how we're going to score goals.
Despite Coach Hart's impressive resume, players say his impact comes from something he didn't learn during his impressive soccer career: his personality.
Wes is very enthusiastic. One of the big things that he brings to the table is his positive energy to practice every day and every game, and it really helps the rest of us. And 3 o'clock, right after all the classes end, is kind of like you're really tired, but he gets everyone pumped up and ready to practice.
While Coach Hart pours his heart out for the game that he loves, he learned early on that there are more important things in life than soccer. As a recent graduate of Columbine High School in his junior year playing soccer at the University of Washington, Hart gained some perspective. On April 20th, 1999, Hart's flourishing soccer career seemed a lot less significant than it ever had.
One of of my best friends was also from Columbine High School, and his younger brother was involved. He was a student at Columbine High School during the shooting. So, you know, I remember being glued to the TV in our apartment at Washington, you know, trying to figure out what was going on and making sure that he was okay. You know, it was a tragic event, and you know, it hit close to home, you know, for me, because you know, not only was it my former high school, but had friends with siblings there. I had teachers and coaches there.
Throughout the dark times in Hart's life, his family has always been his light, his joy, and his support.
My family is extremely important to me, and you know, I want to be a parent, or I try to be a parent that's very involved in their lives. You know, I have a family because I enjoy spending time with them. You know.
Hart's strong family bond is his inspiration, his energy, and his passion. He uses it to fuel his electric personality. It's something the players not only recognize, but respect.
I think he's a great person, again, on and off the field. And I think the biggest thing is enthusiasm.
With his enthusiasm and his experience, Coach Hart provides a unique setting ideal for player development. This rare combination is the secret to his success. As Hart prepares FSU players for college and beyond, they can't help but get excited for the future.
I would definitely want to play professional soccer. I want to follow those footsteps. I want to play on the women's national team, so having Wes here as a role model is great.
Coach Hart's positive impact on the team is undeniable. Hopefully his personal victories continue to lead to team victories, both on and off the field. For Seminole Sports Magazine, I'm Andrew Jupe.
Be sure to follow the Seminoles' new assistant coach, Wes Hart, and the entire Florida State squad during the exciting season. This year, FSU not only seeks their third College Cup appearance in as many seasons, but hopes to hoist that College Cup as well. When we return to Seminole Sports Magazine, the volleyball team will take us on the scene with Ms. Green.
Welcome to another segment of On the Scene with Miss Green. Today we have junior setter Sarah Wickstrom. Hello, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna get started talking about something that you love to do, surfing. Tell me, how did you get into surfing?
You know, I just kind of grew up next to the beach, and everyone did it. My cousins are doing it, so thought I'd give it a try, and been doing it ever since.
Wow. So have you ever gotten into any surfing accidents, anything like that?
No, I've avoided all that. Got a couple cuts and bruises, but avoided the sharks. Haven't been on Shark Week, so I think I'm good.
Avoided Jaws?
Yeah.
I feel you, girl. Do what you do.
The huge.
All right, so you're a junior now. Tell us about your time here at FSU. How's that been?
It's been pretty unreal. I mean, coming in as a freshman, we won the ACC, went to the Final Four. Couldn't have asked for anything better than that. And won the ACC again the next year, and hopefully to make it a 3-time this year. And yeah, so we'll see.
All right, sounds good. So being a setter, you don't get much glory when your hitters get a kill. Like even defensive specialists and liberos, they get a lot of glory for getting an amazing dig. What's it like dealing with that?
I mean, that's not I don't know. I think it's fine. I mean, you guys, I want to get the hitters their glory, and I know I did my job if they get a kill, so that's all.
All right, that sounds good. So what would you say is the hardest thing about being a setter?
The hardest thing is keeping the hitters satisfied. They always got something to say. I know you have something to say, you need it a little quicker, but I don't know. I think that could be the hardest thing, but it's fun working with them.
Hey, you know what? You do a great job, though.
Thank you.
You do a fantastic job. So, you know, more importantly, like you're a great setter, and your opinion is very much valued. And in saying this, what do you enjoy most about setting me?
Wow. Just when you get those kills, it just brings chills to just my soul, and it just that makes everything. I just love setting you.
Stop it. Actually, keep going.
Okay, well, I just
okay, no, stop it.
So, okay.
All right, so moving on. Do you have any phobias?
Phobias? I don't think so. I don't.
Have you seen Gokhan upset?
Yeah, actually, I have that.
We'll mark that down as one.
Okay, yeah.
All right, excluding myself, who would you say is the best singer on the team?
Okay, yes, you're out of the question.
I'm out of it.
Okay. Well, who sings the most, I would say, is Nicole, so that could put her at the top. I mean, she's always singing. It's kind of my plug my ears a couple times. But,
Oh yeah, I feel you.
I guess she'd have to.
She gets a little excited.
A little bit.
Yeah. One Direction.
Oh, don't bring them up, please.
We'll move on from that. Yeah. So who would you say is the funniest player on the team?
The funniest? Well, there's this one girl. I like her alter ego a little better. But I guess you could be it. I like when you do your other side better.
Girl, you talking about my ghetto side?
Oh,
you talking about my ghetto side? Okay, let's bring it back.
Okay. Anyways.
All right. So if you could be a certain age forever, what would it be? You don't want it to be too old because you don't want wrinkles. You're in the sand a lot, sun.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's gonna come quick.
Think carefully.
We'll stick to maybe 25. I think that's good year, a couple years out of college, maybe. Seems pretty fun. We'll see when I get there, but we'll stick with that age.
All right, sounds good. Well, Sarah, thank you for joining me in this segment of On the Scene with Miss Green. We will see you next time.
Thank you.
And coming up, we'll see who recently was added to the FSU Hall of Fame, joining other amazing Seminoles with that prestigious honor.
Seminole Sports Magazine is brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste and 0 calories. Welcome back to Seminole Sports Magazine. Here's a sneak peek of Florida State's offense versus Maryland's defense.
The Seminole offense will face its toughest test to date on Saturday against Maryland, who ranks 6th in the country in total defense. And through 4 games, the Terrapin defense has sacked the opposing quarterback 17 times, good for 2nd in the nation. The Maryland D likes to bring their pressure via the blitz. Whether it's linebackers, safeties, corners, the Maryland defense likes to bring it from every direction. And Jameis Winston knows that there's no way to fully prepare for that type of blitzing.
You can't prepare enough for that in practice because, you don't know where it's going to be coming, but we got to have a feel what's going to come, just like Coach Fisher tells me. Feel the rush and see the guys downfield. I'm not going to be looking forward to them blitzing, but we're going to be ready and prepared for it.
The good news, the Seminoles have thrived against pressure this season as they've made a ton of big plays, and Jameis Winston is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the country throwing downfield, completing 67% of his passes when the ball travels more than 15 yards in the air. Winston will have to make a ton of decisions this weekend on whether to run with the ball or throw it and beat the team with his arm. If it is with his arm, he'll have a talented group of wide receivers who will be going up against a banged-up Maryland secondary, which will be without 2 of their top corners. The wide receivers know that this is something they practice, so they are ready to make big plays.
We definitely work on routes all the time. Us and the quarterbacks are like couples. We always spend time together, just to get that timing down and that, that feel and build that trust.
It's like a car, once we get it cranked up, it's going. So, once I make that catch, I know Shard coming right behind me with another big catch, and then Kenny, so on.
The list is long, with such notable individuals as Charlie Ward, Deion Sanders, Gabrielle Reese, and many others. Reporter Cole Robertson shares with us some of the moments from the most recent Hall of Fame ceremonies and who's been added to this league of legends.
All across Florida State University, there are reminders of the legends who once roamed these grounds. Legends who sculpted the history that is Florida State. Legends who are now honored in the prestigious FSU Hall of Fame.
Honoring the legends of Florida State all started in 1977 with 14 inductees, one of whom was the former president of the university, Dr. Doak S. Campbell. Dr. Campbell played a key role in the integration to co-ed sports at the university, as well as a major part in building the very first stadium, now known as Bobby Bowden Field at Doak S. Campbell Stadium.
This year, the Hall of Fame welcomed a coach with a familiar name, a coach who brought 30 years of Nole pride to this university.
I couldn't have asked for a better place to be. You know, it's my alma mater, and to come back and be the head coach for 30 years, it's phenomenal. And of course, getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, I think is one of the highest honors an athlete at FSU can get, you know, or a coach. And fortunately, I was both, so it's kind of neat.
I have to pinch myself because it's incredible. I mean, just the magnitude of the people that are already in the Hall of Fame here, and for me to join that elite group, it's awesome.
And the list is nothing short of an elite group. Legends such as Lee Corso, Bobby Bowden, Dick Hauser, Wart Dunn, and TK Weatherall all hold a spot in the Hall of Fame.
I'm standing here, I don't know if you can see, the goosebumps just talking about the fact that I'm going to be in this group of illustrious athletes here at Florida State.
When I walked on the campus, it was more of a business thing. It took the best scholarship available. And by the end of the first home football game, I was a diehard Seminole.
Well, it's just an honor. You know, I came here, 25, 27 years ago. It's been quite a long time ago, but was a part of the class that brought in Deion Sanders and Pat Tomberlin, Odell Hagens, and had a chance, of course, to play for Coach Bowden, who in my opinion is the best college football coach ever. So knowing that he went in last year and I'm just a year behind him is a pretty awesome and amazing feat.
As the athletes made their way back home to be honored as inductees, the memories began rushing back.
Winning the national championship, losing 5 games in 4 years, being the team of the decade, it was just great, man. So many great memories.
Well, we had 22 members of our family who are FSU alumni. So I grew up around a dinner table where there was talk of Florida State athletics almost every night.
I never imagined my son would be Florida State, the best school in the world, and he would be Hall of Fame. I can't believe it.
8 new members are now inducted into the Hall of Fame. They carry a sense of pride that only a few are privileged to know. Their legacy will live on forever, to honor the past and inspire the future. If there's one thing that each person has in common here at the Florida State University, it's a common love and respect for what it means to be called a Seminole. We are a family, one team, one heartbeat. I'm Cole Robertson for Seminole Sports Magazine.
It's quite an honor for these former Florida State athletes, and they're obviously very grateful to be recognized for their talents. I'm Rob Wilson, and we'll see you next week on Seminole Sports Magazine.